For generations, students of biblical prophecy have scanned the horizon for a revived Roman Empire, expecting the Antichrist to emerge from Europe. But what if the scriptures have given us a much more specific geographical and spiritual profile? The Bible frequently refers to the final world dictator by an ancient title, the Assyrian. Today we are looking at the evidence that the coming beast is not a Roman political figure, but an ancient principality making a return. To find the origin of the Antichrist, we must look at the riddle in Revelation 17. The scripture describes the beast as that which was and is not, and yet will come. This single phrase effectively rules out Rome. Why? Because when the Apostle John wrote the book of Revelation, the Roman Empire was the reigning power of the day. If the beast is not during John's time, it must be one of the 5 fallen empires that existed before Rome: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, or Greece. The beast is a kingdom that once existed, disappeared, and is destined to rise again from the abyss. When we look at the animal imagery in Revelation 13, the lion, bear, and leopard, the Bible provides its own dictionary: lion, Babylon; bear, Medo-Persia; leopard, Greece. When these ancient territories are combined, they form a Middle Eastern Muslim-majority empire. Some scholars suggest this fourth kingdom is not Rome, but the Islamic Caliphate, which expanded with the strength of iron and permanently reshaped the very lands Daniel prophesied about. Prophetically, God even warned Israel in Hosea 13 that he would use the lion, leopard, and bear, the very animals of the beast, to judge them through the Assyrian Empire. Remember, many prophecies in the Bible have an earlier partial fulfillment that serves as a shadow of a much greater one to come. The Greek ruler Antiochus Epiphanes serves as a chilling preview of the coming Antichrist. He called himself Epiphanes, meaning God manifest, claiming divinity just as the Antichrist will. He committed the abomination of desolation by sacrificing pigs in the Jewish temple, the same event Jesus warned would happen again in the last days. Antiochus ruled over the region of Syria, which is intrinsically linked to the prophetic title of the Assyrian. Interestingly, while Daniel identifies the leopard as Greece, Revelation 13 says the final beast resembles a leopard, further tying the Antichrist to the geographical domain of Antiochus. Revelation 13 describes one head of the beast as having a mortal wound that is miraculously healed. Many interpret this as a literal resurrection of the Antichrist himself, but the prophetic language points in another direction. Not the revival of a man, but the revival of an empire. Rome, often assumed to be the reference, never suffered a single fatal blow. It declined gradually, rotting from within over centuries of political decay, corruption, and division. There was no moment that could be described as a mortal wound. Assyria, however, is different. Scripture records its fall as sudden, final, and unmistakable. In Nahum 3:19, the prophet declares that Assyria's wound is fatal, incurable, beyond recovery. Its destruction is portrayed not as a slow collapse, but as a decisive, supernatural judgment. And it is precisely that language, a fatal wound declared beyond healing, that makes Assyria a striking prophetic parallel. A kingdom once pronounced dead forever, yet later foretold to rise again. The Antichrist is more than just a man. He is a vessel for an ancient spirit. The Hebrew word for Assyrian is Ashur, which was also the name of the chief deity and god of war of the Assyrian Empire. In Revelation 6, the rider on the white horse, the first seal, carries a bow. This directly mirrors ancient iconography of the god Ashur, who is frequently depicted with a bow riding into war. The prophet Daniel adds more detail, stating that the Antichrist will pay no attention to the gods of his fathers, or even the God of Israel. Instead, he will honor a god of fortresses, a foreign god of war unknown to his ancestors, whom he will exalt with gold, silver, and military conquest. He will use the power of this foreign god to deal with the strongest fortresses. The prophet Nahum warned that one would come forth from Nineveh, the capital of Assyria, who plots evil against the Lord. This points to a sinister figure rising out of that specific ancient soil. The prophet Micah confirms this, stating that Jesus, the one who brings peace, will stand against the Assyrian when he invades our land and marches through our fortresses. Micah's words point to a future event, a final showdown between the Messiah and the spirit of Ashur, the beast that was and will rise from the abyss. To explore more about the return of the Assyrian Empire and end-time prophecies, hit subscribe and I will see you in the next one.